Why are people with good hearts often unlucky in relationships? It's a strange and sometimes heartbreaking paradox. People with the kindest, purest hearts often find themselves enduring the most difficult relationships. Despite their warmth and generosity, they seem to attract the wrong kind of people or end up in situations that leave them hurt and disappointed. Why is it that those who give so much of themselves often walk away with so little in return? Having a good heart means seeing the world through a lens of love and empathy. It's about believing in the best in people, even when they don't deserve it. Such individuals are naturally drawn to fixing broken things. They see cracks in others' hearts and think their kindness can fill the gaps. They give freely, without asking for much in return, trusting that love will be reciprocated. But this very quality makes them vulnerable. Their hearts are open doors, and not everyone who walks through treats that openness with care. In relationships, good-hearted people often place their partner's needs above their own. They sacrifice their time, energy, and sometimes their happiness to make the other person feel loved. But what happens when that love is taken for granted? Instead of receiving appreciation, they often encounter partners who exploit their generosity. It's not that they're naive, though some may mistake their kindness for gullibility. It's that they choose to see the potential in people, believing they can inspire change. Yet, as painful experience teaches them, change rarely happens unless the other person truly wants it. The world can be a harsh place for those with soft souls. Some people are drawn to their light, not to cherish it, but to take advantage of it. They see someone with a good heart as a source of comfort, a refuge from their own chaos, without intending to offer anything substantial in return. These takers, whether they mean to or not, drain the very energy that makes good-hearted people so special. Over time, this leads to feelings of being used, unappreciated, and ultimately unloved. It's heartbreaking to think about. Someone who gives so much love often ends up wondering why they feel so empty. They might ask themselves questions like, "Am I not enough?" Or "What am I doing wrong?" When the truth is, they've simply given their love to people who don't know how to hold it. They're not unlucky because they lack value or worth. They're unlucky because their light attracts those who haven't yet learned how to love with the same depth. Good-hearted people also have a tendency to forgive too easily. They believe in second chances, sometimes third or fourth ones too, because they understand that everyone makes mistakes. They're willing to overlook flaws, hoping that love and patience will prevail. Unfortunately, this forgiving nature often keeps them in unhealthy relationships longer than they should be. They endure more pain than most because they believe in the power of love to heal all wounds. But love isn't always enough, and even the kindest heart has its limits. Despite their challenges, people with good hearts shouldn't lose hope. It's important for them to recognize that their kindness is a gift, not a weakness. The world needs more of their compassion, more of their ability to love deeply and genuinely. But they must also learn to protect their hearts, to set boundaries that prevent others from taking advantage of their nature. Loving someone doesn't mean losing yourself. It means creating a partnership where both people feel valued and supported. Learning to say no can be one of the hardest lessons for someone with a good heart. They're so used to giving, to saying yes, to being the one who shows up no matter what. But setting boundaries doesn't mean they're any less kind or loving. It means they're learning to prioritize their own well-being. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup, and if you give everything to someone who doesn't give back, you'll eventually find yourself drained and depleted. So, are people with good hearts doomed to be unlucky in love forever? Absolutely not. The right partner will recognize their value, will appreciate their warmth, and give back just as much as they receive. It might take longer to find that person because good-hearted people often have to learn some tough lessons along the way. But those lessons will make them stronger. They'll help them recognize the difference between someone who truly loves them and someone who's only there for what they can take. If you're someone with a good heart and you've been unlucky in relationships, know this: your kindness is not the problem. The world needs people like you. People who love deeply, who see the best in others, who believe in the beauty of connection. But you also deserve to be loved with the same intensity and care that you give so freely. Don't settle for less than that, and never let past heartbreaks dim the light inside you. One day, you'll find someone who cherishes your good heart for exactly what it is, a rare and beautiful treasure. Until then, protect your heart, nurture yourself, and remember that your kindness is your strength, not your downfall.